So Franklin tried to do the public file. That would be number 3. And he couldn't get there because of Long Island traffic. Rush hour in Long Island starts at 3 o'clock. The next clip is 2 Jehovah's Witnesses came through the door this morning. I really respect what these people do, but I'm not changing from being a Methodist.
Okay, you had your minute. I want the floor. My minute is this, is that God is telling you to clean up this world. And you clean up this world through good government. And you get good government through voting. So we will never agree on that. Never. But I'm glad what you do. I certainly praise you and admire you.
One more question, I believe. United Nations, do you think that they're going to eradicate war? You think that from the United Nations presently now, do you think one day they're going to wipe out all war, won't have to go to war anymore? Think they're going to wipe out cities and this?
Take the United Nations. We haven't had a war for a long time.
But
they've done a pretty good job.
Worldwide. Look at Sarajevo.
Well, the United Nations stepped in there, and yeah.
So
I think they've done a good job so far.
But we're not warring as much as we used to. World War I and World War II.
Yeah, right. World War I and World War II.
But there's still little war. There's still ethnic cleansing.
And also, you people, when you have conventions, you always clean up the convention hall very nicely.
Well, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And you know some good things about us.
Oh, I said that from the beginning. And you're also very well dressed.
Thank you.
I haven't had a chance to get dressed yet. But
okay. Well, would you like to read one of my magazines about hatred and revenge? Did you say you read the magazine?
I said I did. I read it. No, I've been all through this for years, but I admire what you do.
Okay.
But it's not for me.
Okay. Okay. My name is Virginia. This is Ashley. Your name?
Virginia.
My name is Virginia.
And your name is Ashley?
Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. My name is Glendora.
Glendora. Glendora.
Yes.
That's a beautiful name.
So I have respect for what you do.
Okay, thank you, Glendora.
And God bless you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you for this beautiful day.
You, thank God. Jehovah's Witness.
Bye-bye. Jehovah's Witness, I have a lot of respect for them. Turned on the recorder late, but I should have got the first part of it. That's Jehovah's Witness, Franklin. I have a lot of respect for what they do.
I'm reading what Prime Media does. And these are the magazines they publish. And guess what? Oh, there are all kinds of magazines, very specialized magazines. And here's one for Vegetarian Times, for vegetarians. Hundreds of magazines they publish. They publish Cats magazine and Dog World. Radio, TV, cable, and recording. BE Radio, Broadcast Engineering, Cable World, Millimeter Mix, Sound and Video Contractor, Video Systems, World Broadcast News. Hundreds of magazines. They have magazines on sports. Don't tell Franklin. Textile, telecommunications, telephony, upstart, wireless review, satellite communications, mobile radio technology, global telephony, toys, crafts, arts, and hobbies. They have 10 magazines on that. Teddy Bear and Friends, waste management, pollution, wearing apparel, women's magazines, Boston Bride, Maryland Bride, Washington Bride, Southern California Wedding, cable and satellite networks, automotive satellite television network, Channel 1 network. They own Channel 1. Fire and emergency training, health and sciences, interactive medical networks, Joint Commission Satellite Network, Law Enforcement Training Network, Long-Term Care Network, and PSYCHL Link. Videotape products, American Heat, American Living, Bankers Training, Industrial Training, Professional Security, Television Network, Pulse Emergency Medical, Safety Watch, Teletrain. Oh, you'd be interested in that, wouldn't you, Richard Einhorn? Topics in Medicine, Information Products. It's 10 minutes to 2, and we have to do a chat with Glendora. We have to label these specials. These were all programs that were edited yesterday. It was really amazing. 4, 8, 11, 13. I took my tapes over to Harrison the night that they had a public access meeting, and Bernie Galley opened the door and invited me in, and I said, well, I'm here, can I save a trip and hand in my tapes and pick the tapes up? He says, not in that bag. Program 2,803, Chat with Glendora, and this is the 8th edition. 16 editions this week. How you coming reading your New York Times?
I'm almost finished with one of them, so that just leaves one.
Well, that's pretty good. What do you read? Everything in the Times?
Yeah, I wrote to you.
You read everything in the Times?
No.
What do you read? The obituaries, right?
Yeah.
The editorials. Sports, of course. That's what you read the most. Does the Times do a good job reporting sports?
Oh, yes.
They're good, huh? Would you hand me the ruler out of the top front? You're reading sports now, huh?
That's all I got left.
That's all you have left? That'll take the longest, right?
No.
Has the picture changed since you reported on TV?
No.
Hasn't changed. That's pretty good then. Robert Northfield died. Maybe he's one of the people I interviewed, is he?
Yes. I remember something. He worked with Charles Corot and produced.
Oh.
They had the idea of ending the program with Corot's travel from North she'll have the idea of ending the program in 2 minutes with nothing happening, just the camera on scenes of nature. And nobody said or did anything, just the sounds of nature.
Oh. Huh. They sacrifice that to commercials? Wow. So we have to label these specials. We went from 2803, the 8th edition. Now this is 2808, the 13th edition. Can you imagine doing all those programs
Yes,
in 1 week?
right.
Yeah, 2809, the 14th edition. 2810, the 15th edition. Now let's cut these labels up. And let's affix the labels. Takes about 3 minutes to label the tape. Now we have to write on all of them, edited yesterday, 8/25. So there's one done. And the labels have to be put on in the inside too. These are our dollar videotapes, General Electric. You know, Cablevision is very, very good to us about recycling their tapes from that program that they have, Extra Help. But you know, I guess they don't use the tape more than once. Or whatever, anyway, these 3/4 inch tapes have piled up over the years. And this Super VHS has piled up over the years. And when I ask them for them, they give them to me. And a Super VHS, you know, costs about $9, $10, $11, $12. VHS now is only about well, it's about $1.99. And of course the 3/4 inch tapes, the great, great big ones, I gave up buying those long ago. I couldn't afford those now. They'd be $19 or $20. And Cablevision gives them to me left over. Hand-me-downs. That's what we used to say in New England, isn't it?
Yes.
Hand-me-downs. Hand them down to me. So Cablevision's been very good to me that way. Thank you. Okay, let's see how long it takes to label the tape. This one's labeled on the inside, the top, and on the spine. And this is 2805, 10th edition. Less than 30 seconds. Okay, let's try the 11th edition. That is a mess. I don't know if it's worthwhile to tear all these labels off. You really have to have spikes for fingernails to do this. We have to go back now and write special on all of these. Special. See, they're regularly scheduled. Thanks. A chat with Glendora programs, but these are specials. Meaning that there's more extra information. We'll write special on all these. Diane Bennett will take about 3 specials a week. She's terrific. Amy was taking a couple. Limbaugh. I got Brenda Cherry to take 2. Paul LaPlante up in Rockland, he hasn't got back to me. So now I'm going to have to ask Media One to play some specials. Where do they put them? Well, public access producer doesn't get a tape in, or something goes wrong, or somebody drops out, they have holes. So they just put the specials in those holes. This last group of tapes, Franklin, how many did you buy on Thursday? 20. And where did you buy them?
99-cent store.
Which one?
On the mound near what's the name of that store?
Well, what city?
White Plains.
Oh, White Plains. Oh, the Marinac across from, what's his name's Pizza?
Yeah.
What's his name? The pizza place?
Yeah.
What's his name? Nick's?
Nick's Pizza.
As you go along and you see things like this, you repair them with Scotch tape. This is a super VHS. That's one that Cablevision Pacolino gave me yesterday. He erases all of them. He erases all the extra help. Oh yeah. I think he has a bulk eraser. That's what we need for our mistakes, Franklin. Is a bulk eraser. Extra help. January the 15th, 1997. English. And physics. Ooh, I'd like to see that one. But I can't, he erased it. So, let's stamp a chat with Glendora all over it. That covers up the extra help. This tape jacket is too tight, like my clothes. You need WD-40 to get it out. That's how it got torn. So what special is this? These little numbers that they give you for it is good. This is 28/10/15th edition. And that page of labels is used up. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Imagine doing all those programs yesterday. This is a Super VHS. It comes in a little hard plastic box. This one is not a special. This is a 2-hour Cross River tape. Cross River plays a chat with Glendora every Friday night for 2 hours and has for about 5 years. Isn't it amazing what the public will stand? So, that will have to go into the return box. Is that where all the other Cross Rivers are? And Thursday we go up to Cross River, right? We go up to Yorktown? They used to have to go to Cross River, and now they just go to Yorktown. Comes out of Yorktown. Gary Anthony does such a good job. So, that is not a special. What we got next here? Another Cross River. Programs 2795, 2796, 2805, the 10th edition of yesterday, and 2806, the 11th edition of yesterday. So put on it, edited, 825. So you see, that means that every week we have to have 4 shows on one tape for Cross River. So it's 4 tapes a month, but we're always way ahead. We got like 6 now. Okay, what do we got now? This must be an archive. 2806, 2807, 2808, 2809, archive. Franklin and I made a decision not to put our archives on 8mm anymore. It's wonderful 8mm, you know, it's 2 hours on a tape this big. Isn't that grand? But 8mm tapes cost $4 a piece, and 4 programs on a VHS cost 90 cents. So you had to make the decision. And also it makes the editing go a lot faster to put a VHS into one of Cablevision's Super VHS machines and do it while you're making the program, editing the program, and while you're doing Across River. You see that phone over there, Franklin? The one farther over?
Yes.
Can you dial the G's until you come to Gull? G-U-L-L?
G-U-L-L?
Uh-huh. Archive. Cross River Archive. Just 2 to go. Oh, hi, get off the VCR and screen them.
That's too bad.
Yeah, they both say 206, 207, 208. So we have 8 specials, Franklin. Do you have any suggestions where they could go? Bennett? That would be the Nassau system. Do you have any suggestions where they could go?
No.
We just sent 2 to Yonkers. Media 1, I think Media 1 in Peekskill. That's a very good signal. Yorktown. How about Yorktown?
Sure.
If you sent 3 to Yorktown, and 3 to Media 1, you just have 2 left. Brooklyn? Great Neck is no good at all that way. No, they have an imprisoned, locked-in system. It's terrible. They're so inflexible. That's not the spirit of public access. If a program is new and recent, it should be played now. It shouldn't be played 2 months from now. And what have you read since we talked to you in the Times? Where are you now?
Heard about Dan Marino.
Is this somebody you know?
He was one of the great quarterbacks.
Dan Marino was a great quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not supposed to read football.
No, that's right.
You're just supposed to do baseball. No other way around it. Get out the VCR and screen them. Thank you, Franklin, for the tomato sandwiches.
You're welcome.
This is a New Jersey tomato, right?
Yes.
Salute. Has the humidity got you?
And I had the sun and still in them. They were nice and warm.
We had put them out on the sun porch. And you say they were still, I would think it was still hot, yeah. Oh, thank you. And this is grape juice. Well, I screened the two VHSs, two 2-hour tapes, and found that one was Cross River and one was an archive. And so they're properly labeled. They've been filed away in the video closet, in the archives, and then the bag to go to Cross River this Thursday. And then there were 7 specials, and so I signed them. Do you know where, Franklin? Tell us where.
One's in Nassau. 11, oh no, that's 2. 2 is media 1.
That's Barbara Gelman and Cecilia.
New Yorktown.
How many to Yorktown?
2.
There's another one, wasn't there?
That's 7.
Okay, thanks. Your sandwich is delicious.
Oh, that's good.
Lettuce, tomato.
Salt and pepper.
And salt and pepper.
Mayonnaise.
And then I did the DC thing. Franklin wrote them a check for $20 to become a membership of public access, become a member rather of public access in Washington, D.C. And I filled out their membership form and I packaged that. And so that's 5 legal papers done and 2 to go. When would you like to do the work on the summonses and send it to court for serving Cablevision and for serving Texaco?
Tomorrow.
How about I meet with you in a half an hour? That's not a bad tomato for this time of year. Most of the tomatoes you get, there's no flavor, and they're hard, and they rot before they ripen. Right, Franklin? But these are pretty good. Isn't this a pretty good one?
No, I think this was, I think the other one would be even better.
Gene Crescenzi.
Glendora, and hear from you again. And now, of course, I've got my weekly message. And this week is the
Have to hook up the mic.
Amsterdam News. Now,
Amsterdam News. If you want a copy of the newsletter, or if you don't want it, say so. And then after that came walking Rusty for the 3rd time, and that took about an hour. And this is my alumna, my alma mater rather, American International College, Springfield, Massachusetts, and this is the information for the alumni directory, and this is nothing but a a business thing, so that you'll buy the directory and they'll make money. Harris Publishing. And I said, no kids. The kids were noisy and expensive, so we got rid of them. And they have Franklin's name misspelled. That's AIC. And then Cunningham, you'll hear that message. Cunningham is acting Gestapo, Cablevision Gestapo. You know, Cablevision is a Gestapo place. No unions, things like that. And Cunningham saying that I'm going to lose my spot in Connecticut because 3 weeks have gone by and the renewal hasn't been signed by the sponsors in Stamford. That would be Celeste and Budrow. But Cunningham overlooks the fact that we didn't even get the renewal blank until a week ago. And she's claiming 3 weeks ago it hasn't been filled in. We didn't get it until a week ago when John Sherwood handed it to Franklin. And so I called up and complained to Thomas Garger about that. That's no way to act, for her to act. And so I guess that's everything except the telephone calls. You know that the judge has 3 trays on his bench. 3 trays on his bench. One says in, the other one says out, the other one says oops. Okay. Franklin wanted to do the vacuuming today, and he's been about all day doing it, although he did 35 red calls and 10 green calls. The biggest news of the day is that the legal papers, 17 that were backlogged for 2-3 weeks, 17th one got done today. And there's more piling up, though. That's the bad news. But the good news is that the 17th legal paper was done today. I went to a garage sale across the street. That's nice that people try to keep their affairs in order and get things up to date. Mike Gallagher, WABC Radio, asked Glendora to be on his program, and I think there's an audio tape of some of that. First time in 2-3 weeks, was able to do some telephoning, and I made the first 10 calls, and then I made 11 through 20 calls. There were 25 calls on the recorder in White Plains and 10 in Huntington. And a joke. The athlete says important is being in the Oval Office, and the other athlete says no, important is being you're in the Oval Office, and the telephone rings and the president puts the caller on hold. And a third athlete says no, important is you're in the Oval Office, the telephone rings, the president answers, he hands you the receiver, and he says it's for you. And the telephone, the judge is not as well off as you think. The telephone in his Lincoln is a party line. And you never have to worry about the judge losing his temper. He can always find it when he needs it. And the judge is temperamental, 50% temper and 50% mental. And the hymn, blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of his Spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
The kitties and dog shortly. I'm making out my notice of appeal. It's 1:20 p.m. and I'm back from walking Rusty and giving him his dinner. Oh, how he enjoyed it. And I picked up over 20 pieces of litter in both sides of the street, this block. I think I got it pretty clean. And let's see, I encountered Richard, and he agreed with me that the people who put litter on the street have bad parents. Franklin called, you heard that. I finished the notice of appeal, and I should read that to you on television. And now I'm doing the affirmation of service of the notice of appeal on all defendants. Of service of the notice of appeal on all defendants. Okay, let's see what came in for telephone calls. What, in a week, 2 weeks it's been since I've been able to lift up the telephone? Okay.
Thank you for calling Smart Beat. You have dialed it.
You have 25 messages in mailbox 1. Thursday, 11 a.m. for Glendora, this is Gene Crescenzi call. Listen, I got a letter in the mail today saying something that I was supposed to renew a schedule, and so I'd like to have your thoughts on this. I'm at 364-6486, area code 718. So please let me hear from you. Thank you. Thursday, 12 p.m.
Hi, Glenn. It's Rakia. Getting back to you from yesterday's call. I'm happy you're interested in the vignettes. They're all yours if you want them. I have a package here that is ready for you if you want to look it over. I can send it to you, or we can talk over the phone. Just give me a call at 664-2346. It will include your 30-second spot. I don't know who the client is exactly, so if you can fill me in a little bit more about that, that'd be great. So just call me and let me know if you have a spot already and who the client is, and I'll let you know how much the vignettes will be. Okay? Oh, also, there's a 1-month minimum commitment for this type of deal, so just let me know know if you're prepared to do that. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye.
Thursday, 1:18 p.m.
Glendora, this is Millie Butler from the Ethics Commission for the Unified Court System. This is in message to the public inspection request you made. We would like to schedule you to come in on October 12th at 11 a.m. in the morning. If that date or that time is a problem, please give us a call at area code 212-428-2899. If I don't hear from you, I will assume that the time and date is okay, and we will see you then. Goodbye.
Tuesday, 3:19 p.m.
Hi, Glendora. It's Angela from Island Type of Barrack. I received your recent message. It was so long, the machine couldn't handle it all. But anyway, if you want, you sound like you have an awful lot of information, and I would like to review it. If you could fax it over, I'll give you the fax number here. It's 516-520-5791. Okay, I'll talk to you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Thursday, 3:25 p.m. Well, calling for Amy Mullen, running for state assembly. Amy's been making a difference in our community for 20 years. So that quality health care is affordable. She'll lower prescription costs by and try to give more people property tax relief by improving the STAR program. Amy will lead the fight against gun violence and sponsor laws combating elder abuse. Amy Pullen has the experience to get the job done in Albany, so please vote for Amy Pullen on November 7th. Thank you and have a great evening. Today, 3:52 p.m.
Yes, good afternoon. This message is for Glenn. This is just a light. This is in reference to my black Nissan Sentra. I just got a hold of my insurance company, and they told me that you haven't been getting back to them in reference to this claim. Glenn, I would really appreciate it if you don't feel like speaking with me, then contacting my insurance company. If you do not, we're going to have to take this to court, and then, I guess I'll just have to see you there. But we're not really looking to take it that far, so we would appreciate it if you get back to one of us. Ignoring our phone calls is really not going to help. So if you can contact me at area code 914-699-2001, or if you do not wish to speak with me, then you can contact my insurance company. That's for Marilyn, and her phone number is area code 914-779-5600. This has just been going on way too long now, and now it's just starting to get a little annoying. It's not funny anymore. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thursday, 7:02 p.m. Friday, 11:10 a.m.
Hi, Glendora. This is Amy calling from Cable Vision on Woodbury. I have air dates for two more of your newest specials. Number 2872-11 will be airing October 9th. That's Monday at 3 p.m. And number 2873-11 will be airing on Saturday, October 14th at 6 p.m. Any questions? Please call 516-393-3617. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Friday, 11:25 a.m. Hi, Glendora. Good morning. This is Abiel at Christ Church. I'd like to speak to you and also find out how his friend been doing, his feedback. Everything went well. Whenever you have a chance, you can call me in the office at 632-2166. Thank you very much. If not, I'll see you at church on Sunday. God bless. Bye-bye. Friday, 8:26 p.m. Saturday, The number again is 718-567-3763. Today, 7:13 p.m. Tuesday, 10:01 p.m. Well, that's just a wonderful outgoing message, Glendora. I've seen your show a few times on Cablevision, and it just amazes me how you spend your life sitting in front of a camera, rambling about meaningless, inconsequential, ridiculous legal meanderings. The subtitles or lines of scripts that come up on the screen are full of typos. Nobody I know who has seen Glendora has any idea what you're rambling on about. Freedom of speech, whatever. You're wasting the airwaves. Glendora, get a life, for goodness sake.
These are not airwaves, Rambler.
Wednesday, 3:20.
These are cable cast. They don't
Glendora, this is Tom DeLuca. I guess I gave you one cartridge. I guess you want 4 more. If you don't, if it's not the right amount, if it's more or less, call me on my cell phone, 917-723-7749. It is now 3:30, and that's it. Bye.
Wednesday, 6:27 p.m. Thursday, 12:32 p.m.
Glendora, Mary Cunningham. I just wanted to let you know that we have not, for the state of Connecticut, the Norwalk system received an application or a contract renewal for your program in Connecticut. Now it's 3 weeks into the new contract period, and we haven't received the contract there. So we are going to have to look a little more carefully to see if possibly, this is the renewal time, and we just wanted to let you know that she has not submitted, your sponsor has not submitted it. You might need to find another sponsor. Everyone else in Connecticut has submitted their renewal forms, so we might need to redo the schedule, but we just want to let you know that you might need to find a new sponsor. Thank you.
no telephone number.
Thursday, 1:03 p.m.
Hi, Glendora. This is Amy calling from Cablevision in Woodbury. I'm sorry. I have 3 endings for you for your newest special. The first one, 2884-8, will go on Monday, October 16th at 3:30. The second special, 2878-2, will go on Sunday, October 22nd at 3 p.m. And special 2850-3 will go on Monday, October 23rd at 3:30 p.m. I'm also going to leave a message on your other machines. If you have any questions, you know where I am at 516-393-3617. Thanks a lot, Glendora. Bye-bye.
Thursday, 3:20 p.m.
Hi, I'm calling from the Dale Anthony office. He wants you to know he needs your support tomorrow at 12 noon on the town of Hempstead. The phone number you can reach us at is 516-486-4459. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Friday, 9:11 a.m.
Morning, Glenn. It's Rakia. I know you're busy, but it's Friday morning at 9:10 a.m. And if you can give me a call today regarding the package for the health vignettes on PAC, that would be great. The number here is 212-664-2346. If you can't give me a call today, then I will be in all next week. Hope you have a wonderful weekend if I don't speak to you. Take care. Bye.
Friday, 3:05 p.m.
Jackson calling to say hello and see whether you have a fax number. There's a fellow named Irvin Gill. I thought you might be interested in putting him on TV. His number is 718-653-1335. He has litigation going in the federal and state court regarding the inability of New York City voters to cast write-in votes on the machine in contested primaries. Again, 212-569-1661. Calling to give you Irving Gell's number so that you two guys can chat. 718-653-1335. Hope all is well. Take care. Friday, 6:04 p.m. End of messages.
You don't have to worry about the judge losing his temper. He can always find it when he needs it.
The judge and I have a wonderful relationship.
You have 10 messages in mailbox 1. Mailbox 1, Thursday, 8:33 p.m. 11:14 a.m.
Hi, Glendora. It's Amy calling from Cable Vision in Woodbury. I have air dates for your two newest specials. First one, number 2872-11, will go on Monday, October 9th at 3 p.m. And number 2873-11 will be on October 14th, that's a Saturday, at 6 p.m. Any questions? My number is 516-393-3617. I hope your diet is going well. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Friday, 10:12 p.m. Friday, 10:20. Friday, 10:34 p.m. So Franklin Naked. Glendora, we're watching the television show, and we wanted to just...
Vision over in Woodbury. I have the air dates for your next three specials. Number 288-4-8 will be on Monday, October 16th at 3:30 p.m. Number 2878-2 will be on Sunday, October 22nd at 3 p.m. And special 2850-3 will be on Monday, October 23rd at 3:30 p.m. Any questions? Please give me a call at 516-393-3617. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
End of messages. Messages. Deleted. No messages. In mailbox 2. No messages. In mailbox 3. No messages. In mailbox 4.
You don't have to worry about the judge losing his temper. He can always find it when he needs it. Listen.
Pronto?
Hello, Gene.
Yeah.
Will you fill out that renewal and get it in?
I didn't get it. What renewal are you talking about?
What did you leave a message on the phone for me?
I left a message for you that I wanted some guidance on this letter that I got. Now, you see, this must have been a week ago.
So just fill it out and send it in.
Well, there's nothing to fill in. They just sent me an advice.
Why don't you call him up?
Well, that's what I needed your input for.
You needed
I
me?
didn't know what to do.
You needed me to tell you to call him up?
Yes, because you're the boss of the show. You're the producer. Or at least, well, anyway, forgive me. That was my projection. That was my thought. Also, I've been very busy this week, and I guess I put it on the back burner. All right, I will do that. Well, today is Saturday, but I'll have to do it on Monday. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. So I'll have to
you want to do, last Saturday or this Saturday?
Well, we'll do either one.
Okay.
Want to call the Supreme Court people a bunch of shysters?
Okay, then you're going to do last Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, ask me a question.
Okay. This is Gene Crescenzi. What do you have to tell us today, Gene?
Okay. This way it's easier, and nobody will be, there'll be no surprises, because I got this letter and well, economically, here I am.
Okay.
Now, I'm delighted you called. I'm all ready to go, and,
Okay, which one you want to do, last Saturday or this Saturday?
well, we'll do either one.
Okay.
Want to call the Supreme Court people a bunch of shysters?
Okay, then you're going to do last Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, ask me a question.
Okay. This is Gene Crescenzi. What do you have to tell us today, Gene?
Well, I have to tell you that I'm more convinced than ever that the so-called judges of the Supreme Court of the United States are actually a bunch of shysters. Now, shyster is a word that's derived from the German immigrants that has to do with feces and people who perform in a manner worthy of fecal material. So this is what we have on the Supreme Court of the United States. Now, we know, how do we know this? We know this because by their own admissions, judges, they're so worried about their reputation that the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Rehnquist, was invited to make a secular confession of what the Supreme Court does.
What's a secular confession?
Secular confession means a non-ritual confession. In other words, he's not going into Catholic or some other denominational conversation with a priest or minister or rabbi or whatever they call it.
Why don't you just say he's making a confession?
Confession, right. He made a confession about how they do nothing and they manufacture mischief by manipulating fantasies that they are either conditioned into or they think that they're doing or they're told that they're doing. But nothing, it does not resemble what the rule of law is about. Now this is the important thing. We only need judges to apply the rule of law under authority. Now here are people that come along and they take on such things as what is the separation of church and state and religion and so forth and so on.
Wait a
Has
second, Gene.
nothing to do with the application of the law.
Gene, what did Rehnquist say?
Rehnquist said, what he said was that how these people make up their minds. They have a mutual admiration society, and he says they all agree with each other, and they're having a big ball.
Well, where did he say this, Gene?
He said this on a television interview with one of the commentators. Now I forget the name of the commentator that was interviewing, but it was on one of the television channels. And I saw him. I almost couldn't believe that he would make this confession. How much they hate us, and of course they hate the little people. They do this to
Supreme Court justice makes $200,000 a year?
Well, something like that. With perks and everything like that, I'm pretty sure that it's close to it. Maybe it's 150,000 plus privileges and so forth.
So he confessed to what?
He confessed that they do nothing. And that most of the work is done by the clerks. Whatever work happens is done by the clerks. And the clerks, of course, get their jobs through channels of academic channels that are a puppet string by owners of the secret owners of the country, or secret owners.
Okay, specifically, Gene.
Yeah.
What?
Well, there's Yale, Harvard. They have certain law schools that predominate on their predominate among their clerks, and their clerks eventually become judges, either in the Supreme Court or in the federal court or in one of the state courts. And what they do is they tie themselves into this quasi-religious procedure, and of course
Well, wait a second. What do you mean by quasi-religious?
quasi-religious means that they believe that they're doing the right thing for their owners. Religion is a belief in something.
Now these judges, when they select clerks who apply to them from law schools,
That's right.
okay, and they select what kind? They select a kind of law student.
People from certain schools that predominate, Yale, Harvard, Columbia, the California, Stanford University in California, and that's it. These are people who and they proliferate the same pretenses of conduct.
Who is that?
The clerks who do the work and the judges who sign the opinions.
So they pick the students who they think will grow up to be crooked judges?
That is correct.
Okay.
And they train them to be crooked, and that's exactly it. You see, your question hit the nail on the head, because that's what happens. And what they do is they only take 1.5 to 2% of the cases that are presented to them.
Okay, now let's get back to Rehnquist.
Yeah. Well, Rehnquist was denounced as a thief by his brother-in-law because of the way he handled a family estate of one of the relatives of the parents of one of the relatives of his family. Now, I don't remember I've got it somewhere in my notes someplace, the specifics of why he was an appointed executor, and he was using the money for his own.
Okay, fine. So we're talking about the Supreme Court.
Right.
And you're saying, we were last talking about how they select clerks, that the clerks do all the work and that they don't do anything.
That's right. And not only that, the clerks even make some of the decisions as to what cases will be heard and what cases will not be heard. And because they only do, they only take for the decision 1 to 2% of the cases requested, it means that the judges don't care about 98% of the cases.
Okay.
And so there's never really a judicial application of the rule of law to 98% of the cases.
And so,
If you play the lottery right, you might be in the 1.5 to 2% of the cases that are heard.
so what else did Rehnquist confess to on the show that you can't
So
remember?
he confesses to the total non-existence of the Supreme Court as far as what they're supposed to do, what they're intended to do, to take on certain types of litigation, which is specified in the Constitution. They don't do that.
And what litigation is that? That's specified in the Constitution.
Well, the litigation is certain litigation among states. They're supposed to take on issues of law which are put in controversy in different jurisdictions. or in some other state or territory of the United States, but they don't do it that way. And so what they do is they let proliferate as part of their training for the judiciary. They allow or proliferate a diversity of the application of the rule of law. So therefore, if a sheriff in Florida or in Texas decides that it's a good idea to keep murdering black people and Indians and so forth, they let it stand because that's the latitude that they give people in different countries to protect their own rackets. In other words, there's a sort of a mafioso type of what they call onestà, or the...
Hold it just a second, before we get off into the mafioso. What are you just saying? They allow a sheriff in Florida to kill black people?
Yeah.
And then they don't do anything about
They
that?
don't do anything about it. That's right. There's open hunting season in certain areas of the country. And right here in New York, you have Mr. Giuliani, who was in the Department of Justice for many years, has given a license to the police department to...
Okay, but we're talking about the Supreme Court.
Well, all right, but I'm telling you, this is how it's protected. The protection comes from up on top. And the lower, the underlings get away or have a deal to get away because of the unwillingness or the inability of the Supreme Court to follow the rule of law. In other words, they rule unto themselves, they disobey Congress, and they disobey the rule of law.
They disobey Congress and they what rule of law? The Constitution?
The Constitution, and as well as the Congress of the United States.
Well, we said that. Now, what else did Mr. Rehnquist confess to?
Well, that he probably...
In other words, you saw this television program, and it proved to you all of the things that you have thought are true about the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
Okay. And those things about the Supreme Court are, they do not follow the law.
Well, let me give an example.
They don't?
Just listen to this. They just recently disbarred a New York lawyer, Timothy Moore by name.
Yes, we've done that. We did Timothy.
We did.
Yeah, we've done Timothy.
All right.
Okay, so they don't follow the law.
But
They don't.
we didn't do one more detail. They had 5-4 separation against him. In other words, 5 voted against him and 4. But nobody knows what Timothy Moore did or didn't do. That he should be disbarred from the Supreme Court of the United States. So what that says is that, and now what of course Mr. Moore was complaining about was that the Second Circuit was a licensed branch office of Supreme Court protected corruption.
Okay, so what did they charge him with? When
They
they...
didn't charge him with anything except they hated him. And they hated him and they gave the word disbarred. And instead of saying we hate you, they said you are disbarred from coming before this court because you've exposed our protected criminal activities with the courts in the Second Circuit.
Okay, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's just the way they operate.
And they
What excuse did they give?
gave, that's the interesting part. They gave no excuse.
They said no opinion, huh?
And no opinion, that's exactly it.
They said they just debarred you.
They
Okay.
just put 5-4. Probably some clerk did it.
Okay, who were before, who were against?
This I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's very good, and that's true. And I would certainly agree with you on all of this.
Well, okay.
Okay, so that takes care of the Supreme Court. You're absolutely right about him. And Moore is absolutely right about the Second Circuit.
Gangsterhood, the protected gangsterhood in the Second Circuit.
Okay, all right, now that's that. Now, we're up to today, October 14th, and what are we going to talk about today?
Well, let me
your point, Gene?
The point is this, is that this Jewish lightning, I see this as a metaphor of the metaphor of the application of the metaphor of the Jewish lightning in preparation for it. Now,
You see what?
huh?
You see what?
I see the application of the metaphor of, you see,
How is Jewish lightning going to hit Gore?
I don't know yet. I'm just saying that this seems to be the preparation for it because they've already killed 17 sailors innocently. Now, they could have been prevented if all they did when they saw this thing in the distance approaching the ship, all they had to do was they say, show your colors and identify yourself, or we'll fire upon you. Now, this is standard procedure in the Navy.
And who is they who didn't do it?
Well, evidently somebody who was on the watch, or whoever was handling the watch.
For whom?
On the ship, the Colby.
What country?
The United States.
The United States killed 7 sailors?
No, 17 sailors were killed by an unknown enemy.
Well, wait, this is Jewish lightning?
It may be, I don't know. This is what I am reminded of. This is what I am reminded of.
Okay, I don't really understand what you're trying to accomplish.
I'm not trying to accomplish anything, but what I'm saying is this, is that the same type of reasoning is that they're going to, in other words, who is saying whatever ends the opposition has, they're willing to stop at nothing.
What opposition? The Republicans?
I don't know. Whoever it is, the unseen enemy. Right now, you don't know who our enemy is.
Well, I don't think we've got anything here, Gene.
Well, this is what it looks like to me because you have all the earmarks of the application of the metaphor of the Jewish lightning, and we have the explosion, and we have the riots and the fires and the disorders in Palestine.
What has this got to do with Gore?
It's got plenty to do because he will be the intended victim of the Jewish lightning.
And what will be the Jewish lightning?
The Jewish lightning will be someone may have it on his mind to assassinate him, to get whatever ends they want, perhaps to have a Jewish president. Because it would seem that there is a great movement in the Jewish community, or those people who want a Jewish president, to do it this way.
Oh, you think the Jews would go so far as to assassinate assassinate Gore so Lieberman could be a first Jewish president?
I don't know if it's going to be a Jew.
And this is Jewish lightning.
Well,
Okay.
I see. I think that he's
All right.
certainly a fair object for Jewish lightning.
Well, I got you.
And how is that? If they strike Mr. Gore down,
Who is they?
our Jewish.
No, if they strike Mr.
That is when I say they, I mean the adversary.
Who is the adversary? Who is the
He
adversary?
could be a Zionist. I don't know. It doesn't have to be a Jew.
Okay. All right.
And of course, what the important thing is that Mr. Gore, this is the danger that Mr. Gore has invoked upon himself.
In what way?
By nurturing this dangerous atmosphere, this hostile atmosphere against Jews and Zionists and others.
You say Gore has generated a hostile attitude against the Jews?
No, he has generated a dynamic of hostility that, under the circumstances, will result in his death by application of the metaphor of the Jewish lightning of my
Okay, Gene.
earlier days of reference.
Okay, Gene, I think you need to work on that. All righty.
All right, I hope I haven't frightened you. I have no intentions of shooting anyone. When I got out of the army, they took...
No, I know. They took your rifle away from me. I've heard that 17 times.
All right.
Now, you aren't going anywhere unless you get a hold of Bronx net and get that renewal taken care of.
I heard you.
Okie dokie.
Right.
Okay, Gene, we're up to date.
Thank you.
I think you're right about the Supreme Court. You take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Sale.
Hi, you've reached Rick here at WNBC. I'm away from my desk, so please leave a message and I'll get back to you shortly. Thank you and have a great day.
Rokia, this is Glendora. Number one, I apologize for being so unavailable. But there were 17 legal papers piled up, and just this morning, Saturday, did I get up to number 16. After I do some telephoning, I'm going to do number 17. And then there's another pile coming in and waiting. These things have to be handled first. They are fights for America, they are fights for you, they are fights for everybody in this country. And they have to be taken care of in the courts. And in the courts, if you don't have the papers in on time, you're going to lose. Number two, yes, we like the vignettes very much, but we can't go anywhere, Rikia, until we have a price. And you're asking us to identify the sponsor goes against our grain. No matter who the sponsor is, we need a price. This is not anybody to whom you might be selling. This person is a novice to the business, and this is their first contact. So you're not bidding against anybody that you might have bid to before. This sponsor doesn't have any idea about what you've quoted other people, nor do I. So I need a price. Let's see, number 3.
Satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3. To continue recording where you left off, press 4. At the tone, please continue recording. At the end of your message, press 1.
So, Ricky, I think that your information has been very good. I need time to, first of all, I need that price. Your other prices were good. I can work with that, and I can compare that with News 12. Frankly, I think that you have a better deal. I don't know where these vignettes, number 1, appear. They appear on pack, but what?
At the tone, please continue recording. At the end of your message, press 1.
So, Ricky, I think that your information has been very good. I need time to, first of all, I need that price. Your other prices were good. I can work with that, and I can compare that with News 12. Frankly, I think that you have a better deal. I don't know where these vignettes, number 1, appear. says, no, what's important? They lost the joke. Who's telling it to you? What's important is that you're in the Oval Office and the telephone rings, the president answers, and then he hands the receiver to you and says it's for you. That's important.
To reach the Ethics Commission for the Unified Court System. No one is available to speak to you right now. Please leave a message and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Record at the tone. When finished, hang up to deliver the message or press the pound key for additional
Why don't you hang up so I can deliver the message? Ethics Commission for the Unified Court System. Marie Butler, this is Glendora. Thank you very much for your message, your appointment. Last week, 2 enormous papers went out. The litigation is severe. This is about America. Again, it's protecting your rights and the rights of everybody in your family and the rights of every American. And so this has to come first. And one paper was something like 90 pages and another one was something like 70 pages. This is no lark. I want to see that information. It's very important. I could not make your appointment. I didn't even get time until today, Saturday, to listen to the in-calls. There were 25 in-calls. I am returning them now. I would
One, to send this message. 2, to review this message. 3, to change the message. 4, to cancel this message. Or 5, to append to this message. Record at the tone. When finished, hang up to deliver the message or press the pound key for additional options.
Your telephone answering machine is too loquacious. It talks all the time. Be quiet. Let me finish. So, we're going to have to wait. I'm going to have to call you up. I would prefer to do this by mail. Time is very, very precious to go down into that mad jungle that you work in Manhattan, to see those. And also, it's a civil RICO down there with the Parking Violations Bureau that's going on. That's another fight, and that was one of the legal papers out of 9. So, we're going to have to wait. I'm going to have to ask you for another appointment, or I'm going to have to ask you if we can't do this by mail. My number again is 914-949-9495. And the judge is temperamental. He's 50% temper and 50% mental. Take care.
Thank you for calling Highland Hunter Erickson. Please leave your name, phone number, and brief message so you may return.
Angela, please get a more professional answering machine, please. Number 2, I apologize for not being able to get back to you. I am involved in heavy litigation. As I say, these are Americans' rights. It's your rights and the rights of everybody in your family. And they have to be protected and they have to be fought in the courts. And this is no joke. It takes a lot of time. One paper was 90 pages, another paper was 68 pages. And these are going to federal courts, and they have to be done, and if they're not done on time, we're going to lose. Number 3, I'm very, very interested in what WNBC TV has to offer on PACs, on these vignettes, where they have a doctor come on and speak for 30 seconds and say, go see your doctor about this, that, and everything. I want to show you those. And I don't know if they're selling them as minutes, the 30 seconds for the doctor and then 30 seconds for you, or whether they're just selling them standalone 30 seconds attached to the doctor, and the first 30 seconds is considered to be programming. I haven't even got a price on these yet. I've got prices on 30-second spots here, there, and everywhere, and the prices are not that. They don't come as low as they did during those years that I was able to negotiate such good deals. And, of course, we have inflation to deal with. So things are good. I do not recommend that you buy during the fourth quarter. Those are when the retailers, as I explained to you, have to make it with their Thanksgiving sales and all those things. They have to make it then. And then the car dealers, too, with the end of the year sales of the cars, because the new cars are coming out. So that drives the airtime prices sky high. But if you just wait until after Christmas, maybe the last week of December of the year 2000 and then the first 3 weeks of January, that is quite a propitious time to buy, because you can get good sales then. So I want your opinion on that. Can you wait? Amy Van Horn,
To reach someone, you may call Diane Bennett at 393-3644. If this is an emergency, please press 0. Otherwise, please leave a message after the tone, and I will get back to you as soon as I return to the office. Thank you.
When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. Van Horn, I think it's wonderful that you screen those programs and that you schedule them. And I think it's wonderful that you called me up. And I thank you, and thank you. Joke of the day is the judge is temperamental, 50% temper and 50% mental. Now, you would be very good doing a TV commercial. You pack so much into 30 seconds. I really can't write it down that fast, Amy. I have to write down the number of the program, I have to write down the date, I have to write down the day and the hour, and then write down your telephone number, and I really can't write that fast. Thank you for leaving the message both in the White Plains number and the Huntington number. I think it's great, and I appreciate so much what you did. Now, you did 3 specials, and then didn't you give me 2 more? Yes, 2 more. And I really can't get those dates. The number of the program, 287211 and 287311, that would not be right. It would be 287211 and 287312. Those post numbers refer to the number of the edition for that week. In that particular week, there must have been 12 editions. And so you got 11th and 12th as specials, and you probably got 2 as a regular. The second edition as a regular. Okay, Amy. I look forward to talking to you again. I think you're the one call that I made last week. All the calls piled up, 25 of them on the different answering machines. We are, as you would see by the television, engaged in very serious litigation for Americans' rights, your rights, and your family's rights. And these have to be taken very seriously. These rights are being trampled upon. And the people that we charge to protect these rights are falling down in the job, and they're doing just the opposite. They're doing self-interest. They're not doing what's right for Americans. So it's a big fight, and I'm doing the work of 5 people to do this. Okay, keep the courage flaming. It's certainly a bright time of the day when we hear from you. Bye-bye. Bob Goldberg, I have to talk to you. You don't call me back. You don't call me, period, and then you don't call me back. 949-9495-914, Glendora. What's going on in Hempstead? Somebody called from Hempstead and said that they needed our support. Did you get that call too? All right. Take care. Call me as soon as you can, please. That's the first 10 calls, folks. First time I telephoned for, 2 weeks? Well, 4 weeks maybe. It's all stacked up, and it blurs the mind how much has to be done. So now I'm going to go do legal paper number 2 of this day, which is the 17th legal paper of that backlog of 3 weeks. So this is the end of the backlog. And then a new backlog is piling up. Let's see. I filled out the AIC questionnaire alumnus so that they can sell books to us from an alumni director. I filled out the Cunningham nasty renewal, totally unnecessary. That's fine. That's a church number being used for that. Because I certainly doubt that 632 2166. Okay. Can't do anything about that. And then I sent a letter and the audio tape back to Janet in Bellevue and told her that Jeff's sermon was very good and gave her credit for influencing him to become a Methodist minister. Okay, next call is going to be ABC TV, Mike Gallagher. Gallagher.
WABC.
This is Glendora returning Mike Gallagher's call.
Oh, you're the Glendora?
The one and only.
Get out of here.
No, I'm staying here.
Oh, you're cute.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry about being so long getting back to you. A couple people told me about it.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't until yesterday or so that somebody gave me your number.
Okay.
And I've been engaged in very heavy litigation fighting for your rights and Americans' rights that are being trampled on in the courts.
Okay.
So one page.
Hold on, please.
Okie dokie.
Wait, you don't say, you'd call a pig a pig?
That's absolutely right.
All right, I'm glad we agree, Sandra. Thanks. Here's JB on the, no, we don't have JB. And I'm told, is this true? We have Glendora? I am very excited about this. Now, Glendora is this mystery figure, but I cannot figure out. She's on cable access all the time. So coming up in the 2 o'clock hour, hopefully we'll get to meet Glendora. She's on cable access in Westchester and Manhattan, out on the island where I live, and it's a very strange show. I got to find out about Bruiser Kent, who beat her up. Very weird stuff. That's all ahead here on the Mike Gallagher Show. I finally get to meet Glendora of cable access TV fame. A lot more ahead here on the Mike Gallagher Show. I want to remind you about a place that I've discovered in Central Florida called Florida Family Rentals. When's the last time you went to Disney World? My wife and kids and I are the quintessential Disney family. We love going to Disney. We're the Griswolds. But, don't spend $200-300 a night in a couple of hotel rooms. Rent a Florida Family Rental house from Premier Vacations for about $110 a night. 3, 4, and 5-bedroom houses, all within 15 minutes of the main entrance of Disney World, each with its own private swimming pool, screened in, a washer, dryer, all the amenities at home. And if you spend...
We'll have to turn this off. It's commercial.
They'll provide a...
Can't have commercials on public access, so we turned it off.
Jack 6, I just wanted to make sure. Hold on.
Okie dokie.
What kind of paper I need? Great white fills the gill. Point well taken, Mr. Swordfish. Well, until next time...
So we are going to turn this down, folks, the audio, and we're going to telephone. Oh, we can't telephone if we're on hold for 7 minutes.
For his commitment to senior citizens, he's endorsed by the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. For his fight against gun violence, he's endorsed by Handgun Control, Ceasefire New Jersey, and the Million Mob March. For his defense of the environment, the Sierra Club and the New Jersey Environmental Federation have endorsed him. God.
About 1 minute.
Okay.
Stand by.
All right. You don't have commercials on public access.
I know. It's good to hear you uninterrupted.
Okay.
You just have to try something different this time, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Okay.
Hopefully.
We're gonna get funky. Up on high. Down far. Funky. Two-run Cedar home. Pop it out there. Hold on. Grounded up the middle. It is a base hit center field. Yeah, just but New York Yankees doing their thing. Oh, yeah. On 77 WABC. I'm out of here, y'all.
And it's awesome.
Are you crazy? kids. Well, this is a very big moment for me. I am very excited. I've interviewed some very important people in my career. Former Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, Bush. I mean, just prominent people today. Kathleen Willey calling the show. I mean, but and there are some serious things happening in the world around us. There's no question about it. But I told you for the last couple of weeks, I kept asking, does anybody know the story about Glendora? Now, cable access in the New York area is a world unto itself. I've heard it. The weird stuff that you can see on cable access in Manhattan, on the island, in Westchester, in New Jersey, Connecticut. Cable access is, well, unusual to say the least. So for the past year, I keep seeing a woman named Glendora on cable access on Long Island, where I live. And I'm fascinated. I mean, I've become her biggest fan. Sure, what I'm a fan of, because she's got a little bit of a complicated message, but she sits there and there's patriotic music playing in the background and all these graphics that come up about Bruiser Ken. I think it took me a year federal official voicemail and leaving messages while she's doing the TV show. And then people started emailing saying, yeah, she used to be a kid. So for weeks I've been saying, does anybody know about Glendora? Well, lo and behold, the producer today comes running in and saying, Mike, Glendora's on the hotline. Now, we have verified, I think, that it is, in fact, the Glendora. She wears a little hat, does the show, kind of like a Mary Kate, the one and only Glendora. Hello, Glendora.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Well, I'm just overwhelmed that you called today. I'm great. I mean, I'm your biggest fan. I've been watching for a year, and you're really something, Glendora.
Well, we have to go after them, Mike.
Well, I know, but I'm not real sure who you're going after. Who is Bruiser Ken?
Okay, well, first of all, we're going after crooked lawyers and corrupt judges.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Sing it, sister.
And next we're going after greedy cable operators like Charles and James Dolan.
Uh-oh, of Cablevision?
Cablevision.
You're mad at them?
And also Gerald M. Levin of Time Warner.
You're mad at him? All right, well who the heck is Bruiser Ken? Every time I see...
Well, Bruiser Ken was an insane Pinkerton at the Uniondale Courthouse.
A security guard.
Yeah, on the Hofstra campus.
Okay, and what happened? Did he hit you or something?
Oh, well, he did worse than that. He inflicted 6 bruises on me, and then my 78-year-old husband extended his arms between Bruiser Ken and Glendora to protect Glendora. Bruiser Ken dropped me on the floor and turned around and swung at the 78-year-old man in the jaw and knocked him on the floor.
You punched him in the jaw?
Yes, and then, of course, the next manly thing he did was lie he didn't do it and say that we touched him. Well, we never touched him.
My Lord, well, I'm sure you filed... I mean, you seem very prolific in the whole court system. I mean, you do file, like, a lot of lawsuits, don't you, Glendora?
Oh, yes, I would say like 52 in the Second Circuit, and then in other circuits around the United States, the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, and now the 7th.
Wow. I mean, that is something. Well, what happened to Bruiser Ken? I'm sure you filed charges.
Well, immediately we sued Bruiser Ken.
As you did.
And as always happens when you sue anybody in this complex of the Department of Injustice and the Fraudulent Bureau of Investigation, what happens immediately is that you get arrested.
They arrested you because you sued Bruiser Ken.
Yes, and the interesting way that they did it was that the FBI called us up in Westchester from Uniondale and said, we're going to help you with Bruiser Ken, your charges against Bruiser Ken. And we thought that was wonderful. We made an appointment and we came down, they slammed the door and they said, you're under arrest.
Oh my goodness, they trapped you, Glendora.
They ambushed us, yes.
But they trapped you. Well, now, let's get back for a moment here. I want to know about you a little bit. Did you used to be a children's television show host?
Yes, the SS Glendora for many years on the General Electric station in the Albany, Troy, Schenectady market.
Channel 6?
Yes.
Oh, I used to work up there in Albany on Channel 6. I did commentaries for...
What century, Mike?
Oh, 2 or 3 ago, I guess.
Okay, I was there from 1956 to 1962.
Well, and it was the USS Glendora.
Just the SS Glendora. I tried to tell the kids that the SS stood for steamship, and they said it stood for stupid show.
Oh, my goodness, Glendora. Well, you know how kids are these days. In fact, even back then they were like that. They were little brats, right? I mean, they that stupid show, Glendora. That's an outrage. Well, you know, you have, and by the way, if you're a Glendora fan, please call us, 1-800-848-WABC. You wouldn't mind taking a couple phone calls from listeners.
No, but what's your number? 1-800 what?
No, that's not for you to call, for them to call you.
Yes, I understand. What's your number?
800-848-WABC. Why do you want to know, Glendora? Don't do anything with it. Don't sue me.
Well, no, because somebody gave me the WNBC number for you.
Well, they have been around in a while, that WNBC radio. They've been off for a while. 1-800-848-WABC if you'd like to speak to the one and only Glendora, because honestly, you have the most unique show on cable I've ever seen, Glendora. I mean, you play patriotic music. Who was the woman last week that kept calling over and over again on her voicemail? I mean, to leave messages. She must think, you know, you're a little unusual, Glendora.
Tell me more about it, Mike. I can't identify it with that.
It was like it was a woman. It sounded like Judy something. You kept calling and leaving voicemail messages for her while you were on the show doing your TV show.
Tell me some more, Mike. I can't get it.
You don't remember? Well, maybe it was an old...
No, it isn't that I don't remember. You haven't given me enough identification.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, I know. You're to the point here, Glendora. It was I don't know. It was just...
Well, this is very interesting. We called the Inspector General of the so-called Department of Injustice to complain about Edgardo Ramos, who I think is a Long Island resident. And Edgardo Ramos is a crooked U.S. attorney who lied that we touched Luther Ken, and we never touched him. And he went through 3 years of litigation. It just finished up in the Second Circuit in Foley Square.
I just can't imagine you and your...
And so we reported him and another crooked U.S. attorney named Michael Goldberger in our civil suit. We reported him to the Inspector General. But did you ever know, Mike, that when you go to court about these gangsters, guess who is sitting in a black robe? Another gangster.
Another gangster. Oh, my gosh. Well, listen, there's lots of phone calls for you here, Glendora. Glendora, our guest on the Mike Gallagher Show. She's one of my favorite TV personalities on cable access. And certainly, look at the phones exploding here for you, Glendora. Here is Chris in Yonkers. Chris, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show on 77 WABC. Say hello to Glendora, Chris.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having Glendora on. Glendora, I've seen your show on cable access. I want to commend you on exposing what goes on. I've worked in the courts myself.
Oh, good for you. You've worked in the courts.
I've worked there. I haven't worked for them. And I know exactly where you're coming from, and I want to commend you on exposing this.
Are you a Glendora fan like me, Chris?
Yeah, I think she's entertaining. I think the hat and the cat, like you said, it adds a little bit to the show.
Yeah, that hat you wear sure is colorful, Glendora.
A different one every week. Well, tell me, Yonkers, if you've worked for the courts, when are you going to write a book and reveal all that's going on behind these benches?
Got to give him some advice on that, Glendora. I mean, keep listening, watching Glendora, Chris. Maybe she'll give you some advice. Joe in Bayshore, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show with Glendora. Hi, Joe.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know if I'm too far off base, but she was talking like about the cases and everything, you know. I was watching a show last night, you know, the news program, last week rather, on TV, and this judge gave this fellow a suspended sentence. He desecrated all the statues in Brooklyn.
Oh, I remember that. I saw that story this week. That's unbelievable.
Right, isn't that terrible?
Awful. Glendora, I mean, actually, Glendora, people are turning to you to be sort of their voice here. They want a voice like yours, Glendora.
Okay, my answer to that is you should be on public access. You have a statutory right, federal and state, to be on public access. Get your own show. Let's see, you were calling me from where? Bayshore? Okay, Bayshore, that would be Galembo, Amy Galembo at Hauppauge, 1600 Motor Parkway.
Okay, could I have my own cable access?
Yes, you can, Mike.
That would be, maybe you and I could I be a guest on your show someday?
Sure.
Oh, I would be, did you ever have guests? I've never seen you have guests before.
Oh, yes, Charles Dolan was on a chat with Glendora. Gerald Levin was on a chat with Glendora.
Poor guys. I bet they thought they made the mistake in their lives, huh?
No, not at all.
I mean, you're a tough cookie. I bet they felt like they were on the hot seat.
No, they weren't. This was years ago when a chat with Glendora had a series on careers for young people, and these people gave their advice.
I got you. Well, that's pretty nice of them to come on your show. I know you're mad at them now, but that's pretty good that they came on with you. Huh?
Well, it's their behavior, of course, that has brought that on them. Greedy cable operators.
Here's another fan, Ted in Bayside on the Mike Gallagher Show on WABC for Glendora.
Dad?
How you doing, Mike? How are you?
I'm well excited to have Glendora here. She called me today. What do you think?
Glendora is great, and I love your hats, Glendora.
Well, thank you.
Where do you get those?
You're terrific.
Where do you get those?
Thank you.
Where do you get those hats from, Glendora?
Well, mostly from Bradley's.
Brad, you're
Well, I'm sorry, folks. The tape ran out, and there wasn't time to put in a new one. Let's see. Asked where you got the hat, and I said from Bradley's. And Ted from Bayside. Did you hear that? And then Mike Gallagher said goodbye, and he said he was so excited to have Glendora on. And then that was it, I believe. And somebody else said Glendora is great. And then I think Tim came back on and said, what number do we to get in touch with you? And I gave him 914-949-9495. And I asked him, what do you call a miniature guppy? And he said, a yuppie. I said, close. The answer is a miniature guppy is a microfiche. And that was it. Well, now, let's resume the telephoning here. I'm telephoning number 11 through number 20. The puzzling thing to me about Mike Gallagher is that Glendora's telephone numbers are on the screen all the time. And it would have been easy enough to jot it down and to call. Let's move on to Humphrey Perez. This is call number 13. I told you that the 17 legal papers backlog was all done. Then I took Rusty for a walk, and that took an hour. I gotta cut that out. Rusty takes 3 or 4 hours a day. I'll never get legal papers up to date.
The person you called, 5673763, is not available right now. Please leave your message at the tone.
Humphrey Perez, this is Glendora returning your call. My number is 914-949-9495. Next time, I think that you should read the information, what it is about, and I think you should give me an hour in a day when I can reach you and see if we can't make an appointment. I am not able to do much telephoning. I have just finished 2 huge fights for Americans' rights, for your rights and everybody else's. One was 90 pages, the other was 68 pages, and backed up behind that were about 15 other legal papers. Finally, today, Saturday, I did the 17th legal paper, and I'm able to do some telephoning. 914-949-9495.
Which was good.
That's good.
It was a,
you said you needed support.
Oh, okay. I was having a march
Oh, good. I'd like to have been there.
on the town wall, and it was actually yesterday at 12 o'clock noon.
Saturday at noon. I mean, 3 weeks. Well, listen, Tom, that renewal form, the first we ever knew about it was last week when Franklin went to Connecticut and handed in the tapes and picked up the other tapes. So it's certainly only been a week on it, and here Maurice is threatening you better get a new sponsor or we're going to change the schedule. And she's being very public access unfriendly, and it's entirely uncalled for, and I take exception to it. And I have to get it. Why didn't they send it to the sponsor in Stanford? So they send it by way of us, but it should have gone to the sponsor. They have the sponsor's address.
Trying to change the battery. Isn't this a great little recorder? Operates on one battery.
In Stanford. And so it's going to take time for me to get it to Celeste and Bud Boudreaux, who are the sponsors in Stanford. It's going to take time. And then it's going to take them time for them to get it to Maurice. Now, I ask you to ask her to cool it. I don't think there's any need for that kind of thing. And she acts like she hates public access. Contrast to you, who you are very nice.
You have 15 seconds to finish recording.
And if I had more than 15 seconds, Tom, I would tell you today's joke. Glendora, 914-949-9495. Thank you for all that you do for us, and I'm very, very happy with my editing.
Maximum length record.
Thank you for calling the Village of Rybrook Village Hall. Our normal business hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. You may dial an extension at any time during this message. For a directory of extensions, press 1. If you need to contact the police department, please call 937-1020. For the Anthony J. Pasolopo Community Center, please call 939-7904. Or please stay on the line to leave a message in our general mailbox.
City of Rye.
Administrator's office, please leave a message.
Village of Rye. Town of Rye.
Hi there, Vince. It's Glendora, 914-949-9495. We've got to do something to get back system-wide public access. It's a question to me why the City of New Rochelle did whatever TCI wanted them to do, and they do have public access on the designated public access channel. Now, why didn't Rye do that? TCI acted crookedly, and they duped the municipalities. And it wasn't until afterwards, as the municipalities had realized that they signed away system-wide public access. And this is 20 municipalities in Westchester, big ones, like yours, like Eastchester, like Greenburgh, like White Plains. They are in the medieval ages. They are in the dark. They do not get system-wide public access. As sophisticated as these people are, in these 20 municipalities in Westchester, they have no public access. It got signed away. They got duped by TCI and Crooked John C. Malone, who I am happy to report got just dessert. He lost the company, TCI. It is no more. It's swallowed up by AT&T. But the Dolans, the greedy Dolans, James Dolan and Charles Dolan, are continuing this medievalism. I'd like to have you talk to me about it. My number is 914-949-9495. You can't see it, Chat with Glendora. And you haven't been able to see it in 160 other public access shows since 1996. That is medieval. I believe that somebody from 393-3917 called this number. I think it's a mistake. Take care. Keep the courage flaming.